Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we're going to do a couple of examples about writing equations for circles. Okay, so I talked the other day, about standard form, and there's like vertex form in all the conic sections. For a circle, though, we're looking for the center. So if you recall, I'm going to sketch it here for a second. I didn't write it down. X minus x h squared and plus y minus k squared equals r squared, which the center is hk and the radius is r. And the hk is the center. So if we have an example up here where I say, okay, find this where hk is negative 2, 1, and the radius is 2, okay, that's pretty simple. You just say, I don't know if you can see it if you care to watch here, x minus, but it's a negative 2 already, so it becomes plus 2 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals, well, r squared is going to be 2 squared, which is 4. Okay? So there is simple, basic, when you have it in the center form. I notice some textbooks call that standard form. That's fine. I'm going to use standard form where you compare against other equations, because it's when you compare against other equations, which is where you're seeing it. So that's what this is. Now, in order to get from this form to this form, you need to multiply out, okay? And then set it equal to 0, all right? So I'm going to do the work really quickly, and I hope you do also. We'll talk it through. So x plus 2 quantity squared is going to be, so we're going toward the other form. It's x squared plus x times 2. Do you remember the perfect square binomials and perfect square trinomials? So it's going to be double those multiplied together plus 2 squared, which is 4. Plus, and then we go over here, we have y squared. Okay, I'm going to keep this in parentheses for a second just so we see it. Y squared minus 2y plus 1 equals 4. Okay, my 4 lost its space there, but that's a 4. Okay, so the reason I put these parentheses back here is this negative. I want to make sure that we understand that this plus here means that everything stays the same. When we finish this out, right, you get x squared, and the form is x squared, x, y constant. So x squared plus y squared plus 4x minus 2y, and then we need to combine these terms, plus 5 equals 4. Remember, it's equaling 4? But in our general form, it equals 0, okay? So we're going to red rover this over and get it in the proper category, because this is the x squared category, y squared category, x, y, constant. This is a constant. It goes into the constants category. So you get x squared plus y squared plus 4x minus 2y plus 1 equals 0. That is this in what I'm deeming standard form, but others are deeming general form. That's fine. There you go. Okay? So why is that important? Because identifying what's going on is so much of the work of math. We can do another example here, but knowing your multiplication is absolutely key. So I'm going to erase this. We're just going to take a quick pause, and I'll be right back with another example. Okay? Okay, let's do it the opposite now. You have this in the general standard form, and you want to figure out what is the center and what is the vertex, okay? What you have to do is you have to do completing the square for both x and y, okay? So I'm going to batch this in order. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do, okay? Okay, so I have rewritten this. And I want to tell you what I did, okay? Because as I batched the x's together in descending order, trinomial, I batched the y's together, and I moved the constant, right? It was negative, and I red rovered it over here. All right, this is not algebra 1. I am skipping a few steps. I'm not skipping steps. I'm showing you what's going on, but I'm expecting you to keep up, okay, at a little faster pace. So what we're going to do is we're going to complete the square on this. Whatever we add here to complete the square, we subtract outside, or we could just say we add it over there as well. It keeps it balanced. Whatever we add here, we add over there as well. Okay? So, do a different color on this. X squared minus 2x plus what? Right? Well, hopefully you remember in completing the square that you take half of whatever this constant is and square it. So half of negative 2 is negative 1. Negative 1 squared is 1. So we're adding 1 there. We're also going to add 1 over there. I know I'm running out of space, but follow along. Here, half of negative 4 is negative 2. Negative 2 squared is positive 4. So we're going to add 4, which means we add 4. Okay? Now, what this means, the reason this mattered is because when you divide by 2, that negative 1, that's your square. Divide by 2, negative 2, that's your square. So what we have here is x minus 1 quantity squared plus y minus 2 quantity squared equals 4 plus 1 plus 4 is 9. I know I've got my lamp there, but I think you can still see it. Okay, x minus 1 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 9. Okay, now let's remember our form. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So for this, where is the center? Well, the form is negative, so this negative 1 is actually 1. So the center is 1. Likewise, that's a positive 2. And the radius is equal to what? It's not 9. It's the square root of 9. Radius equals 3. That is the center and the radius of this equation circle. Okay? So, in order to do these, you have to be confident in factoring and in completing the square and in when you go the other way, right, multiplying perfect square binomials. The faster you know that, so those are the skill sets you're looking to do. Okay, what I feel like I'm trying to say to you is like, oh, okay, so you want to play varsity basketball, right? You've got to work on your left-hand layup, and you really have to figure out, like, you got to get stronger in the legs to play defense. So now you know, okay, when I go practice on my own, I'm going to go to the weight room and do squats. I'm going to run some killers, and I'm going to work on my left-hand layup. Because you can do things on your own. When you're in class or when you're taking a test, that's like the game. That's the game. You're playing. You need to show whether or not you know how to play. So many kids give up on this stuff, and it's like, oh, I don't want to play basketball. Well, you're in it, man, and you're getting graded. And guess what? The same way basketball is good for your mind, it's good for your body fitness, it's fun to play, and you get to work with other people. Mathematics is amazing for your mind, and it'll actually change your life in every job you will ever attain and the jobs that you could attain. So give it a try, my friend. Come on. Like, let's not play that way. All right. Continue to give away math lessons. Love it. I love math. I'm always going to do this, but please, if you can like and subscribe and then share, it just helps build this, because I want you to know you might not need this, but maybe your friend does. Or maybe there's somebody else in a totally different place in the world that will stumble upon this math lesson because of the fact that you liked, subscribed, shared, because that's how the algorithms work. How do I know that? They're math. They're math. So when you build and you get all these different data points in the Googleplex, right? It expands. So help me, help you, help yourself, help other people. Subscribe and share. All right. Until next time. If you have questions, please always leave them. I will do my best to answer. Okay. Have a good one. Miss Thompson out.